Hello, Boulevard Club friends. It's an absolutely gorgeous day right now. So I hope you're getting a chance to be out in it at some point and take in a bit of light. We've been missing a lot of that, and the weather has been crazy, wintry, lots of wet, lots of winds. Um, Mother Nature throwing a tantrum. So I want to focus this week on embracing that and using the rain, all of the precipitation, and that um, high winds to blow a few things out and to receive it as a rinse. And of course, we are in spring, so spring cleaning, clearing the decks, moving a bit of clutter. Um, when we have this extended cold, we're still in a lot of gripping and in our physical bodies. So we're going to notice places where we're still holding some tension. But also, I notice, of course, as we all do, a lot of accumulation and some guck in the mind, just like plaque on the teeth. That feels really nice when we um, go and see the hygienist. And so we're just going to do that for ourselves. And it's not meant to be harsh or that we have to get rid of anything at all. It's just going to be a way of softening around those mental and physical tensions. So this is a restorative yoga class. So the movement is gentle and slow. We're going to shake it up a little bit so that we can loosen some of that, the leftovers and the plaque at the beginning, and then we'll bring it right down. So what you need for the class today in your space, if you have a couple of pillows, a blanket to stay warm or to place on your mat to give some comfort for the back or for the knees, and something that can also be folded up into a small package that's not too high. That could be a towel as well. If you have something, a bathrobe belt, anything that you can use as a strap, a scarf, stretchy band, anything like that will also do. Don't worry if these things are far away, we can manage without. But we will begin to come into standing. And just as you take a moment to settle the weight into your feet, and your attention can also rest there, which is a long ways away from that space above the neck where it feels like we're spending a lot of time, that we're sort of stuck in the mental activity. So just let it drop, nothing to force, but just to go with gravity, the natural process of dropping everything into the feet, into the earth, and can shift a little bit from side to side, some circles and forward and back. Just keep the knees nice and soft. So you just start to feel, maybe pad out the feet a little bit, lifting the toes. And the rest of your body's going to move with that as well. A little vibration. Feel that the weight is fairly evenly spread across all four corners of the feet, behind the big toes, the baby toes, and both sides of the heel. And a little lift at the arch. And you can have the eyes open or closed, whatever you like. We'll just take a few conscious clearing breaths here just to invite that intention of cleansing and release. Letting the shoulders rise up on the inhale. And then exhale, open the mouth and let everything settle back down. Just breathing in and stretching up a little bit. You can let the shoulders lift up. Hold the breath there and then exhale, drop everything down. Do a couple more of those. Repeating interiorly in and out. a bit of a flush on the exhale. Releasing some of that plaque. Hi, Joan. We're already getting started, so we're just beginning to move a little bit, standing. And you can circle out the shoulders a few times. Rolling that out. Hi, ladies. Welcome, welcome. Just going to keep going here since we've started standing, so just join in as best you can. A little bit of movement now to start to increase the vibration in the body, so the heels are starting to float up a little bit and just jiggle and bounce. This is one of my favorite activities these days, is just to shake it out. So for those of you that are just joining in right now, the theme of the class is just clearing out some of the congestion and some of the gunk in around the joints and physical areas of tension. So just shake, shake, shake. You might do a few more of those breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. It doesn't have to look like anything. Any sorts of bouncing or jiggling is all awesome, big or small. Moving all of the fluids through this entire lymphatic system for a few more times. Might feel the heart rate starting to respond to that, even a little bit of work in the muscles. Good, and then just slow it down. And so come to standing. Come to stillness in your physical form and allow the breath to be dynamic. Maybe just in and out through the nose if that's comfortable for you, your natural breath. See if you can locate in your felt sense any area of the body that might be feeling that it's gripping right now. Just pick one. There may be many. Something that still might be holding on in the hips. Maybe you already know coming into class, there's some tension in the lower back. Often for me, it'll be in the face, in the jaw. Pick one of those areas and we're just allowing the sensations to be here. Seeing if we can make a little bit of space around that or dissolve some of the tension just by letting your attention rest on the tension in a friendly way to what's here in the physical body. Good, and then let your awareness move to the mental landscape. And as we've been in the class for a few moments, just to see what might be hanging around there emotionally, or a train of thoughts that's chugging along that wants to pull you out of the body. It's okay, you can let your awareness rest on whatever that is, some impatience or frustration or an emotional tone. Give that some space as well. Sometimes feels like these things are forever lasting, but they're not. They're impermanent, and we do move on within a few moments, even though they may come back. Just making some space, still being here, noticing the posture standing. Good. If your eyes are closed, you can open them up. And let's do a few rounds of the breath of joy. So the arms are going to reach up. It's an inhale there. And then another inhale as the arms come open. Inhale, the arms come up. And then exhale. So it's little sniffs. Inhale. Inhale, sniffing in through the nose. Another inhale. Ha. Exhale. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Draw it in. And then exhale, let something go. Couple more. Really throw it away. Don't need to know what it is. Good. Let the arms dangle. Chin to chest. Have quite a deep bend at the knees. Shaking or draining out the contents of the brain.
Also going with gravity. Another breath in here. Let's bend the knees a lot and slowly, slowly roll all the way up. Rolling up to stand again. And then let's bring both arms in to lift up. And then just take a big, wide, open circle out and back. Flip the palms to face each other, then reach up. Let's do that a few times. Just a straight lift up, palms together, and then open it up and flip the palms to face each other. Even flip the palms so that the hands are facing back and the thumbs are close together, and then spread it into that swimming stroke up, forward, palms face each other, reaching as far back as you can. And then flip the palms to face up towards the ceiling. And then reach up again. Inhale. And keep a bend at the knees. And exhale. Just changing the shape of your hands and your wrists as you go around one more time in that direction. And then reach the arms up. And let's try bringing them forward. And then open and back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Moving through something thick here to feel into the thoracic spine. One more time. Squeeze the shoulder blades, palms are facing down. And then reach wide. And lower the arms, squeeze the shoulders to the ears. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Let's take the feet a little wider than hips distance apart. So if you missed at the beginning, just doing a little bit of more movement to wring out. Lots of twists today. And just to go with that natural component of cleansing that's been happening with all the wildness of the weather and all the rain. Bringing the ribs into some rotation. You can step off one foot and then the other. Let the head, neck, and shoulders go. Give your kidneys a love tap. And you could do a more a vigorous exhale if you like as you twist. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Just at whatever pace you're going at. Slowly bring it to neutral. Let the arms dangle out. Come back to standing. And once again, just notice what's here. Come back to that area that had some physical tension earlier as we were starting out. Just see what's there right now. Seeing if we can find a little bit of space around both the mental landscape and the physical blockages. Good, so let's come down. And if you have got a scarf or a bathrobe belt, we'll use that down on the ground. A couple of pillows, everything that you need to be comfortable to come onto your back. So just coming down to stretch out on your back. Big long stretch out with the legs and the arms. Tighten everything up there. Squeeze the wrists, the fingers. Draw the toes towards the face. Draw the belly in. See what it feels like to try to breathe when we are holding all of that tension, the accumulations. It's not a problem to be in that protective phase for short periods of time, but then we need to let it go. One more breath. Exhale. Feeling everything drop into the support of the earth. And give your legs a little wiggle. Just loose windshield wiper. So lots of shaking and jiggling things today. It's nice, something that feels good. Letting the feet fly in and out, in and out, in and out. Allow the arms to drift down towards the sides now and slow the movement of the legs down, just loosening up the femur bones in the ball and socket joint. Belly rises on the inhale, falls on the exhale. You can use this focus on the breath to Be an anchor for your mind if you like, as those trains of thought come back in this slow moving class. Or you can let your attention rest on sound. Let's draw both knees in towards the chest. And let your hips rock from side to side. Just holding on top of the knees or behind the shins. Swinging the tail a little bit left and right, left and right. Rocking out from one elbow to the other. And then placing the feet on the floor, hips distance apart. Now let's reach the right arm up and back. Keep the knees bent, inhale. Stretch the right fingers as far away from the left fingers as you can. So crawl the left fingers down towards the left heel. Exhale to slowly lower the right arm. And then keep reaching the right arm away down towards the heel as you extend and lengthen out through the left arm, reaching it up and back. You might flip the palm to face in. And then exhale, lower the left arm. Let's do the right arm again, reaching it up, have the palm face inward. Just going back with the thumb lightly touching down. And exhale, lower the right palm, staying balanced and grounded through the back of the hips. Left arm one more time, inhale. Reach, the thumbnail touches down, and then exhale, bringing that arm back down to land beside the left hip. Let's reach both arms up now. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, lower. Play different positions with the wrists. Palms facing in on the way up. And palms facing out on the way back down. Or just explore the range of movement that just comes from changing the shape of which way the palms are facing as you go up and down a couple more times. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Leave the fingers reaching down towards the heels and let the low back start to press towards the ground. Slowly start to peel the hips up just to about the brow line and stay there for the exhale. Squeeze the right bum cheek a little bit so the right hip lifts higher and reach the right knee away. And then exhale, drop the hips just a little bit. So we're back to more of a drawbridge shape, and then squeeze the left bum cheek so the left hip comes up a little bit higher. You could roll a marble from the left hip down to the right hip. And lower the left hip. Right hip lifts a little higher again, inhaling. Exhale, just dropping the seat a little bit. Left side, squeezing the left glutes. And center. And then both hips lift, come up on the heels, breathing in, and rolling down slowly through the lower back. Tailbone touches down, and let the knees or the hip fronts roll a little forward and a breeze blow underneath the low back. Let's do that again. Exhale, low back presses. Inhale, peel the hips up just to brow line. Stay there for the exhale. Squeezing the right bum cheek so the right hip lifts, roll the marble down to the left side, breathe in. Exhale, just drop the seat a little. And then the other side, squeeze the left bum cheek. Inhale, lift the left hip just a little higher. Not too much happening in the knees. Exhale, settle in center. Both hips lift, inhale. Might come up a little higher in the upper back and maybe lift the heels. Next inhale. And roll it all the way down on the exhale. Inhale, the hips roll forward. And exhale, just a straight bridge coming up to your highest, but still a comfortable height. Best if you don't have anything compressing in the neck, so the back of the skull on the floor or something just very small underneath that area. Take another breath while we're up there, feeling the buttocks engage. and slowly roll it all the way back down. Let's have the right knee come in towards the chest and give it a squeeze. And keep the left foot on the floor. Press the right heel up towards the ceiling. And then hug that thigh in again. Exhale. Reach the right heel up, breathing in. And exhale, hug it back. Let's reach it up this time. And just play with some ankle stretches. Circling the ankle in one direction as you breathe in. And then breathe out to change direction, taking nothing for granted as if you've never done this before. Let's do a point of the toes or making a fist with that foot. Breathing in and flexing the heel up to breathe out. Once more, in and out. Hug that thigh in. Tight squeeze over on this side. And massage back and forth, a little windshield wiper of that thigh. If the left leg feels like it's in the way, then you can straighten it out for a moment as you massage in here. Some of the buildup in this side of the colon, rocking that out. Let's stretch both legs out to meet at the bottom of the mat and reach the arms long beyond the head. Take a couple breaths there, filling in three-dimensionally to whatever space is present. You can relax the arms and the legs as you inhale. Belly rises, exhale, belly softens. Let's hug both knees in again, squeeze, exhale. Keep the left knee in and let the right foot come to the floor. Give it a nice tight squeeze and hug there. Pressing the left heel to the ceiling, inhale. If your hands can reach, great. If not, don't worry about it. Exhale, hug thigh. Reach up, inhale. And exhale, give it a plug back in. Inhale, a vigorous exhale, ha, to squeeze. And then this time as the leg reaches up, you start to move around through the ankle. You can turn it in and out. Or point and flex. Circling one way on the inhale. And exhale to switch. Let's make a good fist with that foot. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So just feeling these moments of tension, how the rest of the body responds. And then press the heel up. One more time, point and reach the heel up. Hug that thigh back in. You might want to dangle the left leg or the right leg long so you have some space to start now to swish the thigh bone left and right, left and right. Hips might rock a little bit. A few pulses and clearing out the plaque from this side of the colon. These elimination organs down in the hip area too. Big holders, big suitcases for whatever it is. Stretch the whole body out. Find some length there. Deep breath in and pause. Hold the breath, draw the belly in. And then exhale, exhale, let everything go. It's just soft breath in and out. Let's walk the heels over to the right. Legs are long this time. Walk the head and shoulders to the right. Find yourself in a C shape or a banana. Positioning your arms to catch opposite elbows or whatever's comfortable there. If you need to have the arms down by the sides or more in a cactus shape. Sometimes I like to just cradle the back of my skull and wiggle the shape so that the left ribs are kind of opening and closing like a fan or an accordion. Find some ease here. Soften the muscles. No need to grip or hold in the thighs. The feet can flop open and just take it in. And release it out. Present to what's here. Some challenge perhaps in the mental focus as well. Some friendliness towards it all. Let's stretch back to center and reach out, arms, legs long. Inhale. And slide the heels over to the left. Wiggle the shoulders, the head, the ribs over to the left as well. And then position your arms. Holding opposite elbows or cradling the back of the head. Or a shoulder injury, the arms might be down, more in an A-frame at the sides. Let everything soften once you get into this shape. So the entire purpose of it to get some space, shine some light in the right side of the hip, ribs, under that arm. Allowing the lungs to open and close as they will, as best they can in this position. Sometimes I'll cross my ankles. Feels a little less work for the legs. Last inhale. And exhale, center. And both knees in now. Squeezing, and then one hand on either knee to take the knees wide. And then back in. Using your hands to stir the pot here, in and out, in and out. Now find your strap or long sock, whatever you have, and take it around the right foot. And reach that heel up towards the ceiling. Find a comfortable grip. You might wrap your hands a couple of times around the strap. If your strap is long, your elbows can be on the floor. Something shorter than your arms might be reaching up. Either is okay. Adjusting to the pose, some space behind the hamstring. And then just scissor the right leg over towards the left a little bit. You can let your left knee drop into center so it actually feels like you're scissoring the inner thighs. And you've got a still heaviness down through the right hip. So it's not lifting up. We're not quite ready to go into a twist yet. So take another breath there. And inhale, bring that leg back up. Let's let that leg track open to the right. Keep pulling on the left side of your strap though, so the leg doesn't go too far. You can let your left knee fall away, and that'll help to just even across the sacral bones, or you can straighten the left leg out, reaching it a little out to the side as well. Staying grounded through the left hip. You can turn, feel an external rotation in the right hip. Some work in the right hip as you reach out through the right heel for 2 more full breath cycles. It's balancing some of the effort with some ease, just enough to give some space. Bring the leg back up now. And bend it in towards the chest. You can take the strap off to one side for a moment there. Bend the left knee and cross the right ankle above the left knee. We're just going to rock the hips a little left and right, guiding the right outer thigh away from center. You can just have your hands on your thighs and let this be a really small rock. And that might be a nice range of movement. Or you can let the arms go open like wings and let your seat fall the weight fall all the way over to the right. So you'll actually come up a little on your left, you'll be on your left big toe side of the foot. And then back up to center, inhale, and then let the knees fall to the left. So now you'll be on the baby toe side of your left foot. And so back and forth like that a few times, that pendulum swing, either in a small frame, a small window, or you can go with the bigger ones. Honoring what feels good and therapeutic at this time, whenever it is that you're joining in. Then back to center. Let's dangle the right knee over the left knee now, just like you're sitting in a chair, and hug the thighs in again. Might bring your hands to your hamstrings or on tops of your knees, wherever they can comfortably reach without having to lift up the head. Or if you do lift up the head for a moment, just bring it back down. It's fine to use the pillow underneath your head at this point. And breathing here. And exhale. Let's lower. Right foot comes down. Uncross and give the right leg a big shake. Shake, shake, shake up towards the ceiling. If you have one or both of those pillows, to place over towards the left side of your mat. For some height here. And then bring the right knee back in. Going to shift the hips quite a ways to the right. Position so the left leg can be relaxed and the right knee, shin, that whole package can come to rest on some pillows. Tucking the right hip under. And the bottom leg can bend as well. And if this does not feel compatible with the back, then have both knees bent, squeezing a pillow or having a pillow underneath as well. So your back can receive some ease here. Stretching the right arm away from the shoulder. Could be up down on that half A-frame shape, or reaching to the side or further back. See if you can have it in a way that your right shoulder can be resting on the ground. We're going to stay for a minute here. So for a lot of us, it's going to be helpful to just know that it's okay for the thoughts to be alive and well, kicking a little bit, the mind doing what it does. To have an attitude of friendliness around just the space that may be coming between thoughts or trains of thoughts. And let the awareness rest on the anchor of breath or sound, that field of hearing, things that we take for granted that are just happening in the here and now. We're alive and present. Sensations in the body. Let's take 3 conscious breaths together, remembering that we are in this practice together. Emphasis on the exhale, so breathing in, and then a long, slow dropping down, exhale. Breathing into pause. And then the longest exhale that's available to pause at the bottom. And once more. Depth of the exhale, empty, 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 all the breath out. Deflating. Good, let natural breath come in to bring it all the way back to center. Allow yourself to be on your back with your knees either bent, or you can let the legs go long again and take in the entire shape, resting, and any sensations that may be settling in, some imbalance or one side feeling in some way different from the other. Just a witness to it all. Good, let's hug both knees in again, tight squeeze, and place the feet on the floor. Get a little more vibration moving through the body again with a couple more bridges. So let the low back drop. And peel the hips up to any height. Breathe in at the top. And exhale, roll it back down. Soften at the bottom. Engage, draw belly in, low back heavy. Lift to the top on the inhale. And let's stay for the exhale, soften a bit. Once more, breathing in. Ripple back down on the exhale. Let's take the left side, squeezing the left thigh in. Find your strap, scarf, or long sock, and wrap it around the bottom of the left foot. And pressing that heel up to the ceiling. Adjusting now, having a bit of sense that we've been through this once on the other side. Backs of the arms, elbows on the floor, or you can reach longer up to catch on to something. Allowing the support here to do the work to open behind the knee, calf, hamstring, without having to fidget or move around here. Breath can just be at its natural, more shallow rhythm. And start to let that leg cross over the midline towards the right. You're going to pause when it feels like your left hip might lift up, and pull a little extra on the left side of that strap. Your right knee can fall to center, or you can straighten the right leg out. Any angst in the lower back, want to keep that right knee bent, and just scissor the inner thighs. Hugging back and down through the left whole outer line of that leg. Getting a little press on that descending colon, even in this shape. Let's have that leg come back up now. Inhale. Let the toes turn out a little bit and have the leg start to move out to the left. You can adjust your strap so it's comfortable for the arms. Staying equal through the back bones. Maybe the right knee wants to fall out so that it can counterbalance the left leg moving out. Pulling a little extra on the right end of the strap so the pelvis stays nice and open. One more breath on this side. And then let's have that leg come back up. Let's hug that thigh back in. Just bringing some of the blood back. And then bringing the left ankle above the right knee, and find that figure 4 shape. Pressing the thighs away as you rock in that small window just across the lower pelvis, down around near the tailbone, a little windshield wiper. You might explore. So it's a laboratory in your body if the arms want to open up and free up the legs to go a little further over to one side and then back up and over to the opposite side. Sort of feel like I'm spinning across my right heel as I go left and right. Getting a gentle twist in the lower abdominal region. Keeping that space across the hips. Let's come back up to center now and inhale there. Exhale, dangle the left knee over top of the right knee, just like you're going to sit in a chair. And then hug the thighs in. Might come up a little bit and hold on to the hamstrings or even the shins, but then lay your head back down. Tailbone might want to curve up towards the ceiling, so only come so far as you can feel a reaching long of the tailbone, or even the tailbone pressing into the earth is more in the neutral pelvis. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Inner thighs together for one more breath. Exhale, release. You can give the left leg a little bit of a shake. Going to take the pillows. Get over now this time to the right side of your mat. Some height, or even if you have a wall there that you might bang into, could be good. Going to shift the hips to the left and have the left knee in and start to position so that you're on your right hip. The bottom leg can be bent. You can rest your left shin. The whole idea here is to use a bit of height so that you can have more ease to stretch the left arm down and away so that your left shoulder's connecting with the ground still, or prop up more or bend both knees and squeeze a couple of pillows in there. Taking as much time as you need to. Feel nurtured. And close the eyes, perhaps, if they've popped open. We'll hold this pose for some time again. Might just follow the waves of breath. Noticing the emotional tone of postures, especially when we hold them for longer. Maybe come back to that thing that was present at the beginning of class in terms of the mental or emotional landscape. It's a practice of becoming aware that there's always movement like a stream. It's all going by. In this posture, the rinsing out of the digestive organs. It's just happening without a lot of effort. Just taking in this posture, the shape that the body's in right now. A filter of gratefulness for the organs here that are working as well as they do without needing to be told what to do. One more breath in and pause. And then empty, 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 all the way to the bottom. Let's actually do that a couple more times so we even out as on the other side. Inhale. And then exhale, the mouth can open. Depth of the exhale, drawing the belly in. Once more. Just an invitation to hold at the top. And empty to the bottom. Nice. Let's take it onto the back. You can place the pillows to one side and bounce the hips a couple of times. Might feel best to keep the knees bent, or the legs can lengthen long, just to feel in the left and right, front hips, low back, what's here. And let's take another squeeze in and take the legs up to the ceiling and give them a big shake off. I'm going to come over to one side, either side. From there, take a moment to press up to take a seat. And let your Hands support you from behind with the legs quite wide. You could be up on your blanket or one of those pillows. You're going to keep the knees wide and drop them all the way over towards the left. Let the right hip lift up. And then come back to center and take them over towards the right. Press the left shin, let the left hip lift. And then come over to the left again. Just keep the weight in the left hand as you lift up with the right hip and reach around towards the back wall with your right fingertips. Wave it open on the inhale and then reach towards the back wall on the exhale. Nice and loose, clearing some cobwebs. Inhale and exhale. And then shift through center. Flip the shins to the right. You can adjust the legs to be further apart or closer together with the left knee right up against the right heel. The left hip is definitely lifted as you revolve around, looking over the right shoulder. You don't have to wave the left arm. It can just rest on the hip. Or go ahead and reach it beyond your space over towards the right, and then open up to the left. Moving twist on the exhale. Reach and then open across the chest. Inhale. And once more, exhale. And come back. Inhale. Exhale, let's bring the soles of the feet together. So the option here to use any other supports that you have. If you have those pillows and you want to tuck them underneath your thighs so that there's no strain in the hips at all. Adjust so you've got this long diamond shapes, a variation of child's pose, and then the back can just broaden as you draw the crown of the head forward. Any other props if you happen to have things that could come up underneath to support the forehead, if you prefer to use your pillows or if you had a firmer bolster, something to just rest on. Not giving it a lot of thought, but just being creative to what's in your space and what feels nice right now for 5 breaths here. The low back widening, the belly receiving. It's like a big balloon filling up that vessel. Tailbone to the crown of the head, lighting up. Shifting to bring yourself to upright. Use your hands to bring the knees back together and lean back and just give the legs a bounce out. So for our final pose, if you prefer to be on your back or seated without any props, that's totally fine. I'm going to take what I had at the beginning, which is a blanket, and fold it up a couple of times so that it makes just a flat platform, not too high, and it could be widthwise or lengthwise on my mat. So if we were at the club, we'd be using blocks here or our bolster. And then a pillow for the head, a little further back. So we're going to get that heart opening, babbling brook shape going here. I have a second pillow to place underneath the thighs. So the bolster, blanket, towel, whatever you have there, just coming, tip of the shoulder blades, not all the way down the lower back. That might not feel good. And then adjusting this pillow or some support behind the head so it can feel that it's a little bit higher than the chest, or at least so that there's a lot of space for the throat. Really any posture that is without any effort at all.
very delicious and restful for you to allow the natural process of digestion to be active, finding stillness and comfort, and just dropping into the awareness of the body, going through just a brief body scan to invite a filter of gratefulness towards these parts of ourselves that we forget or easily take for granted. So just starting with the feet, the soles of the feet, these supports that carry us through our daily activities and journeys that hold a lot of the weight of our bones, the bones of the femur, upper thighs, to carry along the weight of the pelvis, all of the organs contained within the pelvis that offer reproduction and creativity. The organs of the digestive tract, kidneys, adrenals, colon, intestines, helping us to both absorb and let go of what no longer is life-sustaining. The heart, the seat of compassion, the lungs, this whole area in the center of the chest, just taking in a few breaths there to acknowledge and have some friendliness around this center of the spine, responsible for pumping blood and keeping this entire structure that we inhabit safe. The hands, the palms, all that we create and make with these appendages, all the subtle movements, intricate, miraculous. The head, the brain, the face, our ability to smile at one another and change somebody's day. Softening any tension in the jaw, the eyes. Allowing the awareness to rest in the area that had some physical tension at the beginning of class, if there was one area, just to see how things are doing there right now. Without any expectations, just the observation. And then moving that awareness to where there was some emotional tone or a feeling of frustration or impatience. Maybe it's still there, that's okay. If you'd like to stay longer in rest and meditation, please do so. And if you're feeling it's time to bring some movement back, then just open and close the jaw. Start with some small rolling the tongue around the teeth, moving the jaw from side to side. Slowly circling out the wrists and the ankles. And just being aware that you are, if you are using some props, of the supports underneath yourself. Rolling to one side. And we'll close the practice. We'll seal the practice sitting, visualizing the circle of us. Letting the hands, arms just rest gently in the lap. Oh, there's a quote that I've been tuned into this week from Maya Angelou. I'll just read that, very brief. You can let that resonate in any way that it might. This is a wonderful day. I've never seen it before. Bringing the hands to rest. Butterfly shape just above your own heart, or you can bring your palms together there. Connecting with your heart space. Generating these well wishes for yourself, this body, mind, and extending the merits of our practice to one another, to all beings everywhere. May all beings have ease. May all beings be free from suffering, happy, healthy, and well. Namaste. Thanks so much for tuning in.